Welcome to the On Deck podcast for all your baseball DFS needs with your superstar hosts, fantasy baseball experts, Casey, Bubba, and Bogman. On Deck podcast is sponsored by LineStar app, the #1 top-rated data and analytics tool for daily fantasy sports.
And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the On Deck MLB DFS podcast, brought to you by the wonderful people at LineStar Sports. Make sure you check them out on the old Twitter there at LineStar app and at LineStar MLB. They tweet out everything you need to know on a daily basis to keep you up to date on all your Major League Baseball lineups. And download the app in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. All the tools, all the chats, all the optimizers you'll need to build your winning DFS lineups. You can find myself on Twitter at BDentric and my co-host, as always, on Twitter at Bogman Sports. Scott Bogman, how are we doing, my friend?
I'm doing pretty good. You know, the D-backs have played pretty well since I moved out of the state of Arizona. So if I knew that's all it took, I would have done it a long time ago. But, you know, I'm enjoying it as much as I can.
There you go. There you go. Enjoy it while you can. Maybe you'll get some interleague action in the coming years. You can go see them when they're close by or something. We'll see. Who knows? But yeah,
I'll still be there for opening day. I missed 2 opening days, 2020 because there wasn't one, and 1998 because I was 15 and couldn't afford tickets. First game ever.
Well, that's good. That's a pretty good streak there. So now, yeah, you have excuses to go back.
That's right.
It's always a good thing. You got a little live podcasting and stuff, and you know, go hug some friends. It'll be great. But yeah, Giants lost today in extras. Descalfani left with an injury. Yeah, it's all unraveling. It's all unraveling quickly.
It's the Dodgers are playing well, and the Padres and Giants are kind of. This is the time. Got to make that push.
Yeah, Dodgers aren't losing right now. It's rough. It's rough. I guess I'd love to play the Pirates right now too, but that does help. And I said it yesterday. I said Max Muncy's a great play because Brubaker sucks. Muncy's gone deep twice. Like that was just too easy. Wish I had more shares of Max Muncy tonight. Renfroe at least went deep late. That was good. Overall, the Red Sox, massive disappointment, especially when the third batter of the game goes deep off of Heaney. I'm thinking, we got another one, boys and girls. We got another one. Not so fast, my friends.
Yeah.
But, the Marlins put up 9 because they scored 6 in the 9th to make it an 11-9 Braves win. You mentioned Freeman with the cycle. So it was a very eventful evening. Plus, Lance Lynn got tossed because he argued with the ump for checking him for illegal substance, and he got tossed for that. So that was fun.
Well, he was frustrated, so he was getting squeezed a little bit, but you know, that'll happen.
Yep, especially Lynn, big boy's got a little bit of a fuse on him, which I like, I respect. But yeah, and then Shohei did Shohei things. Number 48 strong innings. Like, the dude was filthy. Scuba was good. Morton was good. Like, those like the 3 guys I used in my 3 lineups. They all got 20+ points. So that part was good. Pitching, I mean, hitting, sketchy because the Red Sox sucked.
Yeah,
but that was my problem. I was in on the Red Sox. They sucked. That was the brass tacks of it. But we move on to Thursday. And buckle up. 6-game early slate, 4-game main slate, late slate, whatever you want to call it. On DraftKings, FanDuel's scattered all across the board as usual. So
God, I hate that.
We're gonna cover all 10 games, and we're gonna do our best to help navigate it for you. Let me back up a page on FanDuel here because I just have the whole day slate up because it has all 10 games on it. But if you just look,
it's like a 3, a 4, and a 3, and then the main 4. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's a early only, there's an all day, there's an afternoon only, and there's a main slate. So eventually, you can get all 10 games in if you want to do it one way or another. So that's why we're going to cover all 10. DraftKings has it split up like a normal human being would. FanDuel did it like a monkey threw something at a wall. So that's how we're going to break these ones down. But we'll start things off with the wonderful Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim at the Detroit Tigers on this one. And we have Jose Quintana versus Matt Manning, over-under of 9.5 on this one. And you got Quintana at 69 on DK. He is a whopping 62 on FanDuel, and then you got Matt Manning, who is a whopping $5K on DK. And 57 on FanDuel. I'm pretty sure we're out on both pitchers, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was going to stop you on reading off those prices. They don't really matter. Not really. What did you say? Only 9.5?
Yeah, it's pretty low.
Manning he threw a quality start his last time out, but I'm just not investing. So let's stick to some bats here. Maybe Miggy can get 500 in this one. He's 15 for 46 with 2 homers and 5 doubles off of Quintana in his career. So he's a decent option. Candelario's been hitting a little bit. Grossman, Adele, Marsh, Phil Gosselin. That's kind of the group that I picked from.
Yeah, no, if you want to pick on this game, you can for sure. Like I have no problem picking on Manning. Maybe Ohtani gets out there again, and you can pay for him to go deep. They're such a disappointing team overall as a whole. They're really, really tough to pinpoint things because even since Walsh returned from this injury, he hasn't been good. So it's a tough one. But I don't mind some Detroit action like you mentioned versus Quintana. That can be fun. Or you can just skip it because we have a lot of bats on this slate. Baltimore at Tampa Bay. This should be a fun one. We have no total yet because it's Tampa Bay, but it's going to be Shane Mcclanahan. He's 98 on DK. He's 10-1 on FanDuel, facing Jorge Lopez, who's 63 and 69. Shane Mcclanahan looks like a pretty strong option versus Baltimore. Are you in on him?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he started against Baltimore in Baltimore on the 7th of August, 7 innings, 3 earned, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. Then on July 20th, 5 innings, 1 earned, 7 strikeouts, 1 walk. So I'm in on Mcclanahan, which will take me off of Baltimore bats. But if you want to take some Tampa Bay bats, 5 for 9 for Lau against Lopez with a double, 4 for 7 for Kiermaier with a double, 4 for 10 for Wendell with 2 doubles, and then Cruz, Franco, Brett Phillips, Randy Rosarena. I'm picking out of those bats.
Yeah, I'm pretty much going back to Tampa here, and it starts with Lau versus righty, but Rosarena's hitting everybody right now. Wendell's a nice little cheap option. Love Kiermaier. That Brett Phillips didn't play on Wednesday. Maybe he plays on Thursday for another cheap piece, and then you can sprinkle in your Cruzes if you want stuff. But I want Lau, I want Rosarena, and then you can find your values at the back of that lineup to get some more Rays exposure. Big fan of that as we head into the Thursday early action. Seattle at Texas. This should be quite the intriguing ball game. Chris Flexen versus Spencer Howard, and Howard hasn't been going too deep in the game, so you get Texas bullpen here. Somehow the over-under is only 8.5. Flexen is 66 and 74, respectively, and then Howard doesn't matter. So are you interested in Flexen as a punt, or are you going just bats, or are you just fading this game?
I kind of like Flexen, especially as a punt. Yeah, against Texas for sure. Seattle hasn't been hitting that well either, so I think that's maybe why the over isn't crazy. But I'll take Flexen and then pick out of Torrens, France, Crawford. Not a lot to like in Texas, but Garcia is 3 for 8 against Flexen, 3 for 9 for Lowe with a bomb. Nathaniel with a homer. So. I think I like Flexen and then maybe one of those Mariners bats.
Yeah, Flexen could be an SP2 on DK. I'm cool with that on a 6-game slate if you need one, because there's not a ton of great cheap options when it comes to pitching on this slate. So if you need to go to Flexen, you can. Just know if you're going to fade him, you want left-handed bats more often than not. So that's where your Nathaniel Lowe comes into play. But I could go Flexen or your Seagers, your Toros of Seattle. Otherwise, I'm kind of just fading this game. It's just like an ugly game where if it goes off, I'm just going to be wrong type situation. All right, Houston at Kansas City. We got Luis Garcia going up against Mike Minor, over-under of 9. Garcia is 84 on DK. He's 83 on FanDuel. But then FanDuel's also drunk because Mike Minor's 57 on DK, but he's 85 on FanDuel. He's 200 more than Luis Garcia. Holy shnikes, Batman. What is this? Are you interested in Luis Garcia at a very affordable price?
Yeah, I think Garcia is definitely in play. Minor, look, I kind of like Minor sometimes. He hasn't been horrible recently. 7 innings, 4, 5 innings, 4, 6 innings, 3 with 7 strikeouts. So he's been putting up some strikeouts too, but I'm not going to throw him out there against Houston. No, thank you. So I'll take Garcia. Gurriel, 8 for 24 with a double and 3 bombs against Minor, 10 for 24 with 2 doubles and a homer for Jose Altuve. Jake Meyer's been hitting, Michael Brantley, Carlos Correa, Aledmys Diaz, Jordan Alvarez. Not too much hitting on the KC side. Merrifield and Dozier maybe, but I think I'm going to go ahead and stick with Garcia and Astros bats.
Yeah, Garcia I definitely like. He's a bit of a discount, and he hasn't been as locked down great as he was earlier in the season, but still a really good spot versus Kansas City, so I have no problem going to Garcia. I love the Houston bats here. They kind of let everybody down on Wednesday, which is fine. And yes, Minor's had his moments. I get it, but this Houston team, it's like it feels like they're in a funk. And when this happened, like a couple months ago, and they break out and they're just hitting everybody again. So I'm just waiting for that date to come, and like right now, get them while they're not as popular, maybe. So you got Altuve's, you got Gurriel's, Jordan's hitting everything. Aledmus is a great value against left-handed pitching. Maldonado's always a cheap catcher versus left-handed pitching. So there's some pieces, and then you mentioned like McCormick. Like they got some value to be had in that lineup. So keep an eye on what they put out there, because they might even put Jones at first base, who's like the minimum on both sides. If you want to get really bargain basement shopping, which you don't need to, but you can. All right, we have Oakland at the Chicago White Sox. That game just wrapped up as Liam Hendricks picked up the save, so we don't have a total on Thursday's slate yet. We got Dylan Cease, $9,100 on DK. He's 91 on FanDuel as well. Cole Irvin was supposed to start Wednesday, got moved to Thursday. He's 86 on DK. He's 82 on FanDuel. I really like some Dylan Cease, as this Oakland offense is sputtering right now.
Yeah, I'm absolutely with you. And, always 11.91 K per 9 for Cease. So he's always in play just for flat out strikeout upside. So I'd go with him and then pick out of, Abreu, Eloy, Tim Anderson, Robert. I'll pick one of those bats. And, like we said for Irvin yesterday, just not interested with the low K totals.
Yep, I'll be jumping back on like a Cease. Yes, I'm on board there. That's pretty easy for me at 91. The way he's been striking guys out lately, like as long as he's not walking guys, which he's been better at this year, you're gonna have a pretty good outing more often than not. So I'm on Cease, and I love the White Sox versus the lefty, the Andersons, the Abreu's, Eloy, and then you got your value with Robert and Vaughn. So I'm a big fan of what they can put out there on Thursday's day slate. Last game of the day slate, the normal slate, the 6-game slate on DraftKings, and then the FanDuel. Philadelphia at Arizona in this one, and it's Zach Wheeler versus Madison Bumgarner, over under 8.5. Bum was supposed to go Wednesday, got moved to Thursday. Wheeler is 10-2 on DK. He's 11-3 on FanDuel. Bumgarner 71 on DK. He's 78 on FanDuel. I know we kind of both didn't mind Bumgarner as a value if you needed it, which I'm cool with. Are you in on Wheeler too against this Arizona offense?
Yeah, I mean, mercy me, Mr. Wheeler threw two not quality starts in his last 3, but he sandwiched them with a 9-inning complete game shutout with 11 strikeouts. Are you Mr.
Garrison right now?
Yeah, I can be Mr. Garrison. Hi, Mr. Slave.
I'm just going to stop. I was going to keep going. We're going to stop on that one. Wrong podcast.
Rojas has been hitting, Marte, I like, of course, Pavin, but Harper, Didi, Segura, you can pick out of those bats if you want, but I think I'll just stick with mainly both pitchers here.
Yeah, I think I just want both pitchers here as well. Like you said, Bumgarner, if he's off, sure, but I'll give the guy credit. He's looked pretty darn good since coming back from the IL, like at least good enough to not get shelled, so stacking against him is not going to be productive. You have to hope they do it against the bullpen, and hey, it could happen. So if you want to go Philly, you can. I'm going to kind of pass on that one. And if anything, like I like Wheeler a lot, but I think he's going to be super popular. And if those that played the Wednesday day slate saw, Tyler Mahle was 80% plus owned in most tournaments on the day slate, which is it's insanity. And the Cubs went off. That's how you win tournaments. Like you got to be different. So Wheeler's gonna be the popular one. So if you want to play some Diamondbacks, I love Rojas. The dude's hitting everything. You can sprinkle in some of the other, like Ketel Marte and maybe a couple others. That would be your way to go about it. It's not comfortable. It could really suck in a hurry. That's the angle, though. So something to think about when you're looking at it. Okay, real quickly, before we do the 4 late games, just a fast recap. What pitchers do you like on the 6-game early slate?
Wheeler, I like Cease. I like Garcia, Flexen, Mcclanahan.
Yeah, I'm with you. Wheeler, Cease. That'd be like my top 2. I don't mind Mcclanahan, but I'd probably just save money and go to Cease, but they're both fine. And then Garcia, and I think I got Bumgarner over Flexen. Do you have Bumgarner over Flexen too?
Or
do you have Flexen over?
I think I want Flexen. Yeah, I want Flexen against Texas.
Okay. Then who are you stacking up on the 6-gamer?
On the 6-gamer, I think the Yankees against Gant, as always.
6-gamer.
Oh, my bad.
Really?
My bad. Start out the wrong one. I'll go with Chicago against Irvin. I'll go with Houston against Minor. Seattle against Howard. No, Seattle has been hitting. Tampa Bay against Lopez, and then either side of Detroit or LA, I think you could stack.
Yeah, Tampa Bay, Houston would be my top. Tampa Bay, Chicago White Sox, my top 2. Houston's coming eventually, and then probably Detroit if I had to. But yeah, Tampa Bay, Chicago White Sox is where I want to lie. Probably unpopular though, so we'll wait and see. To the night slate, everybody. And Bogman hinted at it, and someone messaged me earlier when it got announced that our good friend was returning to a starting rotation near you, and it's going to be in the Bronx. I don't exercise a lot. If people can tell if you watch me on the LineStar YouTube channel, like it's obvious. I wanted to go do laps. Like I was pumped.
I believe you mean lap.
Yeah, good point. And I was going to probably walk, not run. But John Gant, good old Johnny Gant, is starting for the Minnesota Twins in Yankee Stadium against Jameson Taillon. Gant is 61 on DK. He's 7,000 on FanDuel. Doesn't matter. Taillon 63 on DK. He's 87 on FanDuel. Does he interest you at all on a small 4-game slate?
I think he has to be in play on this short slate. So I'll say yes, kind of a begrudging yes, but I think, obviously what we want to do is stack up against Gant. Give me Judge, Stanton, LeMahieu, Odor. I think you could play some hitters for Minnesota too. I like Sano in particular, Donaldson, Kepler, all in play.
Yeah, on a small slate, Taillon's definitely in play, 100% there. As an SP2 at $6,300, that's very, very much in play. Twins bats aren't horrible, and the ones I like because you want lefties versus Taillon. I love Kepler with that short porch, the way he's swinging the bat, and Jorge Polanco. Those make my top 2 plays. But then you got Sano, who had a monster game on Wednesday. You got Donaldson, so you have angles there. But if I had to pick 2 guys, Kepler or Polanco, that's where I go. Yankees, just have your fun. Just go bananas because John Gant is John Gant. And if anything, I'd say watch the lineup because everyone's going to go Judge. They're going to go Stanton. They're going to go to the big names. I love Rizzo in this matchup. Love Rizzo, and he's still very affordable on both sides. And then they've had some really goofy guys that I didn't even know were in Major League Baseball playing the last couple of days. Not just Tyler Wade. I know Tyler Wade, but like some dudes I still don't know where they came from. They're dirt cheap. And that's an angle.
Brian Cashman's nephews.
Yes, bingo. Like Mr. Garrison probably found them when he was looking for the slave. Like,
oh, hi there, Wade.
Same room, exactly. So you got that going for you. So yeah, get your Yankees on. They'll be very popular. Miami at the Cincinnati Reds, Great American Small Park. We got Zach Thompson versus Luis Castillo. Thompson's 4K on DK, not priced on FanDuel just yet. Castillo's 85 and 97. You going to Castillo here at Great American?
Yeah, I like him a lot against the struggling Marlins offense right now. So pass on Thompson. So give me Castillo and stack up some Reds bats. India, Votto, Stevenson if he's in there. Naquin has been hitting. Tucker Barnhart if Stevenson isn't in there. So Reds and Castillo, I'm all about.
100% on the same page. I always start with India and Votto, but the Naquin call is really good. He's really heating up again, and he's still very cheap. Like last time he started heating up, he got expensive. Then he sucked again. Prices down. So enjoy it while he's cheap again, and he'll probably be super high owned on a 4-game slate. But really good spot if you're stacking up some Cincinnati bats. Milwaukee at St. Louis. Brandon Woodruff versus Johnny. Man, there are so many stacks on this slate. Brandon Woodruff versus Johnny Lester. Woodruff is 92 on DK, 10-7 on FanDuel. Lester's 57 and 6K. Are you going to Woody here versus St. Louis?
Yeah, I think he's one of the better options here. 1 start against St. Louis this year, 7 2/3, 1 earned, 10 strikeouts, 1 walk. Lester is going to be a hard pass for me, and bunch of PVB data for the Brewers against Lester. 12 for 32 for Locane with 4 doubles, 9 for 25 for Wong with 2 doubles, 9 for 24 for Yelich with a double, 6 for 20 for Avi, 2 for 7 for Neal with 2 bombs against Woodruff. But then Peterson, Urias, Narvaez, Adames, Tellez have all been hitting as well. So like you said, pretty much any Brewers bat that you want and Woodruff all startable.
And Woodruff's very, very solid play as well. Not going to knock that. St. Louis always bugs me because they don't strike out a ton. But Woody, on a small slate, it's the old adage, like they say in basketball, it plays for baseball here. Like the floor is great. Like the points you can count on. Woodruff's floor.
And he struck out 10 Cardinals in his 1 start against him this year, too. So
true. So the floor he brings in this slate is going to be tremendous. So I like Woody for sure. And then stack your card up. Avi double donged on Wednesday. So you got to like that. But you mentioned all the guys. Kane, love Adames in this game. There's a lot to like when it comes to Milwaukee on this slate. Last game of the night, another spot to stack, folks. It's great because we actually have like 4 good pitchers or 3.5, and then we have like 4 good stacks. This will actually be a lot of fun of a slate. Mets at the Dodgers, Taijuan Walker, Walker at Buehler. I've already seen that tweeted out too many times on Wednesday night. So just It's bad form, people.
You dads and your jokes.
Yeah, I think it's even bad. Walker Buehler's struggled a ton. I mean, Taijuan Walker, he even got me, has struggled a ton. Walker Buehler's pitched great. He's 10-6 on DK, 11-6 on FanDuel, and I will have way too much Walker Buehler.
Yeah, I mean, Walker Buehler's the best option here. And then, I'm not going to go with Walker against the Dodgers. Pass on that. Seager's 5 for 16 against Taijuan with a double and a homer. Muncy, Will Smith, Trey Turner, Bellinger. You can play any of those guys. If you're going anti-Buehler, then maybe VR, Conforto, and Davis have been hitting a little bit. And Conforto and Davis are good prices. But Buehler and bats for the most part.
Yeah, I like Buehler a ton, and then Muncy is a phenomenal play. Like, that's a great one, and then you can mix in some other Dodgers if you want. I like the angle. Like, VR is swinging it really well. He's really cheap. So if you want to go there, sure, but I'm just going to keep plugging Buehler in there and rocking and rolling. All right, 4 games. Who's your top 2 pitchers on this 4-game slate?
Buehler and Woodruff, I think, have to be the top 2.
I'm going to go with Buehler and Castillo just to be different, but I get it. Who are your top 2 stacks? Because we could literally stack 4 different games.
Ooh, top 2 stacks. Okay, I'm going to go with Cincinnati against Miami and the Yankees against Minnesota.
Yeah, I think you're pretty much on there. What I'm going to do is when I use the old LineStar app that you get in the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store, I'm going to look at ownership projections. And basically the stacks that are the lowest owned out of the big 4 is where I'm going to go. So that's my angle on this one, because now it's not like you have to take a bad team because they're low owned. It's just there's 4 different pretty good options. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Like, ideally, I want Cincinnati and New York. But, hey, I'll take Milwaukee or the Dodgers in their matchups as well. So that can be very, very fun. It's going to be a very, very good slate, a fun slate. Not bad for a 4-game slate. Usually 4-game slates are pretty annoying. So I'm pretty excited about that one. What you also should be excited for is once you follow LineStar on Twitter, at LineStar app and at LineStar MLB, and you follow them, then you go and rate and review the podcast on iTunes, and you go follow the LineStar on YouTube. Then you come back to the LineStar app, and then you go to the Twitter, and they tweet out the home run call of the day. And then you retweet the home run call of the day. You get paired up with myself, Bogman, and Humphreys. And you have a chance to win some free swag. So on Thursday, we're going to put all 10 games together. We're not going to do a main slate. We're not going to do an early slate. All 10 games together. Who's your home run call of the game?
You know what? I'm going to stick to the 4-game slate, and I'm going to go with Giancarlo Stanton. Let's go, Stanton. Hit a bomb.
Not bad. That's pretty quality as well. I'm going to go with a sneakier one. It's not even one of the 4 main stacks on the 4-game slate, but I'm going to say Max Kepler takes Jameson Taillon deep.
There you go.
That's where I'm going. It's going to be some Max Kepler. You got Mr. Giancarlo, which, worse, he's going to hit like 3 balls over 150 miles an hour. So you got that going for you. And then we'll see what Ryan Humphreys does. It's going to be a fun slate. Like, both slates are actually pretty good. I'm actually
they should. I mean, it's going to be fun to watch them. I just wish that FanDuel
didn't screw it
up.
There's a reason I pretty much play all my action on DraftKings. There's many reasons. There's many reasons. This is one of them. So we'll see how that goes. But if you're a FanDuel person, which I know a lot of you are, we'll still help you out. That's what the podcast is for. So make sure you follow LineStar on Twitter again. Download the app. Follow Bogman on Twitter at Bogman Sports. Follow me at BDentric. Enjoy your Thursday. We'll have a full Friday slate back at you tomorrow. Good luck, everybody.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to the LineStar app On Deck podcast. Download LineStar app from the App Store or go to linestarapp.com for all your DFS baseball needs. If you love the On Deck podcast, support KC, Bubba, and Bogman by rating and subscribing. Good luck.